I'm not talking to you now. Sorry, I just tickled myself. I'm like, oh! Mr. Wave. You literally legs, arms, and a head. What the fuck? Oh my god! Firing blanks.
Mine. I spoke back.
Please you can, and boom. Oh. I pressed a random button and it was the button for this thing I'm already on. We offered Side-Eye Guy's asshole up to the incubus/succubus. Nothing happened to his bumhole.
It's a noxious odor and it smells pretty rotten, and I've got a strong suspicion it's coming from your bottom.
I get brown and pink mixed up. Fuck off. No, 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 no. Marilyn Monday. I saw that video. Happy birthday, Mr. Beardo. And chat of sorting laundry, so much laundry. Christmas Day. We're ending in 10 minutes. Turkey battle cry. Beardo looks like a white camp Mr. T. A pitbull. CRL, if you clip that,
Oh, Beardo!
Fuck
Hello,
you.
chat. I was about to write in the chat, buongiorno.
Get the shit out of me shouting that loud. Look at this shit. This is in line with my nipples. Lower than my nipple. Where's my nipples gone? Gun is firing peanuts! Peanuts!
Fire him with your penis, Beardo!
The Side-Eye Guy. He's that posh. He's like James Bond, but with a sock. I've been stunned. I got him through the stun. I'm getting accused of hacking for that. Good evening, Beardos, Balls and Ghouls. Ghost Wiener, thank you for the 15 months. Moist feet for a... Yeah. Max McLeod, thank you for the 8 months. Good evening, everybody. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. I haven't got in any trouble this week. Whoopsie. Wait, do we got music? I think my music's disappeared. That's right. No music tonight. I've been messing with my PC again. I'm gonna make it faster. Cognito, hello there. Hope everybody's had a good week. Tuesday's live was a bit much. Not a bit much, a bit mad. 800 people. There were over 800 people in at one point. Ah, wow. Thank you, everybody. Yay to the end of the week. Yep. I've actually taken 2 days off. I did no gaming streams, no podcasts, nothing. Nothing at all. And even today, I came out here. I did say I was going to take a day off, and instead of recording and stuff, cleaned up my PC and cleaned up my room. You have an Egan? Yes, you can.
Hot diggity, hot diggity, this kind of thing that just tickles my balls. Hot diggity, hot diggity, this kind of thing that just tickles my balls.
Have I been upsetting now? Apparently, the spirit world. Oh, yes. I mean, he's been doing spirit box sessions, and in those spirit box sessions, the spirits threaten me. I bet he's watching. Dick, I'll deal with you Monday. But I won't be using your name or any of your imagery. I'll be using your videos, but I will cover up your name and your channel name because you, sir, do not deserve the views. Tisk tisk. Tisk tisk. Right, let's get some participants done before it gets too busy. So, tonight we have A. Wakefield, Blue Bottle Comics, After Dark Midlands, Albie Eagle, Ali Oop, Alrar, Amy and Ozzy, Andrew Hills, Aries CYP, Arts and Craft Lady, AV Stevie, B, Bean Sawyer, Bill Stacey, Blast Right, Blue Sky Lizard, Bob the Beard, and Ghost. I've changed your name to Bob the Beard and Ghost. Bookie 1961, Brian Picard, Carol Dawn, Cinnamon Allen, Caroline Saxby, Catherine Lawrence, Kat Scala, Chris Yule, Christine Bissett, Cognito Urbex, Colin Thomas, Colleen Chanel, Craig Adams, CRL, Dad SRS, Danny C, Daniel Green, Denise Flood, David Binch, David L, Dawn C, DB Law, Dean Bailey, Deborah Keynes, Donna, Dorset Paranormal Investigations, Ember 178, Enge, Fahab, you beautiful bastard, Firefly Kelly, Fran Bowers, Gillian Daniels, Granny Dumpling, Jamie Watson, Jane C, Jen, Hate Social Media, Jennifer Taylor, Jenny J, John Lila, John Tennant, Jolene. That Moto Gesco guy is unhinged. I can't believe his crap. He's got form for it, and we'll get into that Monday as well. Oh, no, it is now. John Boy Patton, Julie N, Jürgen Patton, Calandra, Kat Salt, Kate Large, Katie W, Kaylee, Auntie Kaylee, Kiki A, Kitty Etheridge, Laura Wilson, Laura Hart, Lionheart. Sorry, not Laura Hart. Sorry, Lionheart. Lisa Parrington, Listening Fat Shaheem, Loretta Mooney, Laurie Chalks, Max McLeod, Major Truth, Making Memories, Mum Ups Awakening, Mandalorian Mama, Martin Weller, Megan Behind Blue Eyes, Mike's Mysteries, Miss Kritos, Monique D, Mrs. Bob the Beard, Mrs. Bubble Wrap, Mrs. Geek the Beautiful Wife, Mun in the Raven, Necronics, No Effing Ghost. We have a point there. Original Nutter. It's jumped. Overfiend, PNC, Paranormal Fun, Pomp, Proto Daddy, Rebecca Visnicki, Sarah Bowman, Scorpion Midas. It's jumped again. JD Meow, Shelly Gowlin, Spaghetti alla Paranormale, who's got a new video out right now. Fan, Stormy Eyes, Super JJ, Susan Hornby, Susan Seddon, The Dark Carney, The Paranormal Monkey Podcast, or just The Paranormal Monkey, The Right, Cy Parsons, UK Paranormal Search, Valleys and Dragons, Wandering Wenshi, Within the Bogart Wood, Wisdom, and Wanderer. Call him the Wanderer. Be the Wanderer. How is everybody doing? Hi, Beardo, new fan here. Glad to see all these fakers being caught. I, like yourself, have had unexplainable paranormal stuff happen to me. I want real evidence, and that's what it's all about. The rumour mill is in full swing again, where it's like the bankers hate the paranormal. One person on one of these lovely Facebook groups has accused me of editing out paranormal content in my videos to make it look like ghosts don't exist. Ah, what a knob. Hope everybody is doing well. Real good, Justin. Justin was like, I can't remember what Justin's live was on Monday. I did watch it. I gave him some shit. And I know the moment he realised I was there, because he did the side glance, and then he went a little bit red, and then there was a head shake. And everyone else knew I'd got him. Ha ha! Huzzah, sir. Paranormal is real, 100%. In what respect? Martin Weller, thank you for the 21 months. Where did that 21 months go? Who knows? Weirdo, what do you think of the SB7 Spirit Box sessions? What do you think of it? Be honest. It's just radio stations. My honest opinion of the SB7 Spirit Box is it is just a broken radio, and people misunderstand what it's used for. They'll say things like, but it scans backwards, so you won't get no words. That's not true. If you've got a radio and you can physically turn the dial, turn it left, that's what all it's doing. All it's doing. That's why you hear sections of songs and they're like, oh, I got a voice there. No, you didn't. You got a news broadcast. I don't believe it at all. I have seen the odd bit of what people call evidence, but for me, it's just coincidence. You know, they're in a graveyard and then a name comes up and they sat next to a grave. Well, the older the graveyard, the smaller that bracket of names gets. Binged all Uncanny last night, new and tonight at 9 p.m. We will be watching it, me and Mrs. Geek. We do love a bit of Uncanny. And yes, the side-eye guy was for you, Beardo. Other guy's always giving me shit. Dick fingers. Redmeister. You can do that with a scanner at home. You could just turn on your radio in the house and fiddle the dial. There's another spirit box that's doing the rounds now. You know the little orange and black one? It's actually got a memory card reader and a playback function in it. If you're seeing somebody in a video with a black and orange box, and they get in suspiciously close results to where they are, Make sure it's not in playback mode. Two-ply paranormal. Thank you for the $5. Can I get my weekly tickle? And Pomp loves you. Absolutely. Pomp's just collecting moderator spanners now. You ain't having one here.
Hot diggity dog. Hot diggity. This kind of thing that just tickles my balls. Hot diggity dog. Hot diggity. This kind of thing that just tickles my balls.
Christopher XX8181. Thank you for the membership, sir. Appreciate you. Trent, no, the DR60 it's not good for anything. The DR60 is shit. You know it's shit. Stop shit stirring. I'll send you a spoon. Not even signed. You get scared. I love you is a battery talking. Smoke detector running low, saying low battery. If a male and female voices whisper low battery when almost dead. I love you is the battery talking. Smoke detectors running low, saying low battery. If male and female voices and whisper low battery when they're almost dead. Well, most smoke detectors just go beep when they're dying. I've never heard a smoke detector say low battery, but on account it's a care home, I don't know. Brian, take it to the Weech brothers. They'd probably love to look into that. Maybe you've actually caught what the culprit was there, because there would be multiple smoke detectors, so that would make sense. Have you found your most farted one again? I haven't. I've been cleaning my hard drives and defragging, even though it's kind of different on a Windows 11. But yeah, there was a few people give me some advice last week on fixing my PC, and I've done a lot of that, but I've lost a lot of my clips, so I'll have to be doing them all again. The R60 belongs in the bin. Nah, I got on eBay because some idiot will buy it so they can fake the videos. Get $3 for it. Anyone else concerned for Paranormal Files Collins' mental health? No. I don't think he's going through anything right now. He's in the best place he's ever been. He's beaten alcohol. He's just doing some bizarre, not bizarre things. He's taking on cases I wouldn't touch with somebody else's channel. Maybe that's weighing down on him a bit, but I don't watch him enough. But, the guy's living his fucking best life. His job now. Adam WBA, I believe it was a gift from our lovely Kaza. The shirt, yes, this was from the lovely Kaza. Negan, please. Third one.
Hot diggity dog. Hot diggity. This kind of thing that just tickles my balls. Hot diggity dog. Hot diggity. This kind of thing that just tickles my balls.
I beg to differ. The DR60 is not useless. I think the DR60 makes an excellent paperweight. Expensive paperweight. It's $3 in your pocket. If you have one, sell it. Sell it. He's depressed by taking on too much. He just stop it. Take a break. Take a break, Colin. I'm not a fan of the guy. If he is going through something genuinely, I hope he gets that sorted. But the guy's done nothing but lie to me for a long, long time. So I hope he gets whatever issues he's got sorted. I'll debunk you're not really human. You're wine because you age so well while being robust, sweet, and full-bodied with a nice smoky background. Calm your tits, Megan. Let's congratulate Beardo that he is big enough to use a big boy sippy cup. Absolutely. No teat on this. Thank you, Jolene, for the €10. People paying to insult me again. It's great. Been away for a while. Hope you're all well. Looking forward to Uncanny later. And me. Obviously, as most of you will be aware, I did a video covering it. I think it's important we cover that there is actually some smart paranormal TV being made. I had one guy like Reverend Peter Laws is doing a lot of similar stuff to Uncanny. Check the credits. Because Reverend Peter Laws actually works on Uncanny, or has done. Beardo's been covering a lot of PDF file stuff. I'm not sure if it's weighing him. I'm sure it's weighing on him. Yeah, but he's got the choice to not read it. If it's affecting his mental health, he needs to stop reading it. Because if you're going to continue to read stuff that is really bad for your mental health, just so you can make money on YouTube, it's, in a way, I guess, is some form of self-harm or torture. But, you know, I'm not going to be able to have any impact on him because the guy doesn't listen to me. He pretends he does and then carries on. Podcast talking about York ghosts. Ah, yeah. And I actually really enjoyed that. But I forgot the books that I wanted to buy from it because I actually want to go to York. I want to take my skeek with me in the weekend there because the city is beautiful. See if we can actually get in a haunted building. I don't care about renting it out and filming and stuff. I just want to go to York. It looks beautiful. I have been to York, but I was in a band at the time and I don't remember any of it. I was drunk as fuck. Amy and Aussie, thank you for the 17 months. Congratulations on the 54k, aged like a milk. See, Amy and Aussie, guess it. You know, the sippy cups look like you stole a container from a water cooler and used it to stay hydrated. I did. Beardo, if your place you're living in haunted, there's something that goes on here, but it's been unusually quiet for months. Really quiet for months. I think this room used to be quite active. I've put the cameras in and not a stitch. Nothing out of place anymore. Nothing just randomly falling over. We had the odd things that would happen on stream, but that all seems to have stopped. But that's just, you know, the way it works. Yes, you can be adorned, and yes, you can have a dude, bro.
Oh, fuck off! Adorn me, Beardo! Fucking A! It's perfect!
Dude! Bro! Dude! Bro! Demons! Demons, bro! Murders! We've caught a ghost!
The clips are too loud. Are the clips too loud, or is my microphone too quiet? Because I've got proper editing of video microphone equalizer. So if what's too, I don't know how to. Shit. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. Clip's just gonna have to be loud. My microphone is now as loud as it will go. As loud as it'll go. If my microphone's too quiet, the microphone will not go any louder at all. It'll start peaking. Desktop audio. I can bring the desktop audio down. But let me know how this is. Fucking wrong button.
Rawr! Rawr!
Wait. It's stupid ass thing. No effing ghost. Thank you for the membership. Haunted York book, a ghost pub crawl with maps. Sounds good. Wanderer, thank you for the 10 months. DR16 Ghost app is what feeds the masses, Beardo. You know what? I've obviously got some new equipment from Appy Droid. Now, Appy Droid has gotten himself into some bother. He's gotten himself into some bother because some guy that wears a cowboy hat, I believe, made an ITC device. And Appy Droid bought it. Or a customer bought it and it wouldn't work. So they sent it to Appy Droid. Appy Droid took it apart and he was like, this is an Amazon computer speaker. It cost like £13 for two. And he split it and sold it as two separate devices. There's a 9-volt battery that won't power everything that's in here. You don't need this bit. You don't need that bit. He put it back together and he was like, right, that's just cost me 30 quid. I'll sell it for 40. This thing was being sold for nearly $300. And he can remake them for 40. And he's had a bit of shit for that. I've been looking, obviously he sent me 3 different devices. And I've been leaving them on in the corner while I'm out here gaming and stuff just to see if they trigger, because then they trigger in for no reason. I'm not calling out or anything, and they've never gone off. I'm going to start playing about with them on investigations. And if they don't go off, chances are they work. But I've also I found his YouTube channel, and he does videos where he describes everything that's in them. not only what's in them, but where he's bought them, how much he's bought them for, how he's put them together, and how he saved money on certain parts. Like, he does soldering instead of hot gluing and things like that. But he'll tell you how to build it yourself as well. Really good. I'm not a fan of devices, but when you can have a REM pod for, I think he says they sell for 30. He sent these to me for free. It's like a REM pod, but instead of an aerial and noise, it's LED lights. He's taken all the expensive stuff out of it, and there's 2 different modes on what it measures on there. £30. So if you are a device-orientated person, some very, very affordable things out there that you can get from Droid. I'm actually quite impressed that he's looking at the flaws in these other devices and then making his own. Beardo, you kind of look a wee bit smaller. Look, the big beard. Beard hasn't changed. I've lost weight. But I get a dedicated wee to the side-eye guy. He made me laugh. Yes, you can. Flappy Pants and Pinky, thank you very, very much for the memberships there. Appreciate you. Started rewatching the Final Destination films. Forgot how good the death scenes are. Even the films that get really bad later on, the death scenes are still a highlight, and I can enjoy them. Happy Droid is great and helpful with advice. Yeah, and if you've got broken equipment, he'll fix it for you. He's a very nice guy. You can watch his videos. Swears more than I do. Makes it easier for me to watch. Final Destination 3, hate the dentist bit. My dad was going to have laser eye surgery until he watched one of the Final Destinations. Your spirit box comes from Happy Droid? Yeah, I've got one. They've sent me one. Initially, they were only going to send me their version of the dead bell because the dead bell I got was broke. And he was like, here you go, I've made you one, have it. Then he sent me the spirit box and he sent me this sort of REM device. But I am going to use them. But I've got acrylic cases that I used to make in work. Didn't steal them. They were my practice ones. Got 4 or 5 of them. So I'm going to put the dead bell under a Perspex case. And then I'm going to put a regular bell under a Perspex case. And if one triggers, then the other one should be able to trigger, the non-powered one. And if that doesn't trigger, I can immediately dismiss it. But this is the thing. Happy Droid is like, if you want to dismiss this stuff, feel free. So, sunbed scene? Yeah. Dean Bailey, thank you for the $5. Beardo, between the haircut and the diet, you look a lot younger. Can we have a Negan, please? Everybody loves Negan tonight. Yes, you can, and thank you very much.
Hot diggity, hot diggity, this kind of thing that just tickles my balls. Hot diggity, hot diggity, this kind of thing that just tickles my balls.
You built most of your own equipment. Don't use any of it. Things I haven't used equipment in so long. I'm not going to use this equipment to test for ghosts. I'm going to use this equipment at potentially haunted locations. Test the equipment. It won't be part of my investigation videos. It'll be off to the side, and then it'll be a separate video of me testing this equipment. Is Happy Droid's wife called Android? This is for you. This is for you. And for Trent. We'll do another one for Trent. Not PJs. You're banned as well. How much weight he's lost in his face. Unfortunately, you can't see how much I've lost in my fucking gut. I thought it had... Everyone keeps telling me my gut has gone down a lot. And I went out with Exploring the Entity. They put their video last week, and I was like, holy shit, I'm still in huge. But I am now weighing... I was weighing 18 stone 2 on the 6th of January. And on the 6th of February, I was 16 stone 13 pound. So I've lost a fair bit. Want a decent gaming PC, Beardo, is $2,000 enough. Just for gaming, absolutely. Absolutely. Like I've told a lot of people, go over to a company called Cyberpower, and they ask you what games that you want to play. You put in what games you want to play, and then they'll give you a list of the PCs that are suitable for that game. What do you want? A six-pack? No, I just don't want to look pregnant anymore. Have I lost my bingo wings? Fuck yeah. I didn't have bingo wings, idiot. We need a moist haunted. That one.
Yes, Carl. I've heard just over there. I've heard it gets very moist down the middle. Copy me. What was that?
Who's on it? Leatherface, Freddy, Michael Myers, Jason, Pinhead. And Chucky's down there. No, Ghostface is down there. Chucky's there. What have we got around there? Billy from Jigsaw. Well, Chucky was on this one. Maybe he's on the back. Hey, Mythos. Hey, Mythos is on fire with his videos this week. Absolute fire. Fair play to him. Weirdo looks awesome. He's a giant man of... Naturally, his shirt is cool as fuck tonight, too. You beautiful bastard, Fab. Fab. Joe, when you had your thing last week, I said to Mrs. Geek, right, I'm just going to pop over to Fahab's and I'm going to help him move some stuff. She was like, it'll take you 4.5 hours to get there, and then 4.5 hours home. I was like, oh, bollocks. Didn't realise he lived that far away. I just thought I could pop over in like an hour and a half, help you lift some stuff, and then drive home. Whoops. I thought it's just hit a battery test button on my smoke detector. The low battery sounds like I love you with a male voice. Brian, could you send me an email, Brian, and link which smoke alarms they are? Because the Ouija brothers have asked people to look for this, so if we've potentially debunked it, they will be happy. They ain't going to get pissed at you like a lot of people would. You always forget what Mary loves. Well, unfortunately, that depends on Derek.
Mary loves Dick. Mary loves Dick. Mary loves Dick.
Beardo looks like a withering old Gandalf. No. No, no. No. Get out. Bye, Trent. Have a beautiful time. Don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out. That's your first 10 minutes. Come back and insult me again. I'll ban you for the rest of the stream. How'd you like them apples? Maybe I can get the Maiden Hawaiian shirt you finally. Avie Stevie. Ah, the American Post. Bizarrely, I've had some things actually turn up from America now. Stuff that was sent months ago. Have you seen the new Lainey and Ben video of the kid apparently seeing a ghost? What? They're not making ghost videos, are they? Don't tell me they're going back down that route. What do you think of Dead City Paranormal, please? If I remember right, they're the guys that work with, or worked with Adam Mark. I believe I caught them blatantly faking. They say different, but I know masking when I see it, so no. Can you see your toes now? I can, Jennifer Taylor. I can. Lean forward a bit. If it's a smoke alarm, I will die. Oh my god. The thing is, Mythos, you know as well as I do, Ouija Brothers ain't gonna pout or anything about it. What are the chances of, 3 or 4 different smoke alarms all going off within quick succession to each other? But then if the building's been empty for a long time and all the batteries were changed on the same day because of maintenance, then that would actually make sense. That's definitely worth looking into. Are you going to braid your hair and beard for your bit? I can't braid my hair anymore. I haven't got any. I cut it all off. I regret it. I regret the dreadlocks more. I regret cutting my hair off. Beardo's about as appealing as a searing case of crabs. You'd know, Scottish Pry, you itchy little bastard. Are the piles better, Beardo? Yes, they are. Have you ever seen a channel called Franco TV? Yeah. Franco TV is actually honest that it's for entertainment, though. Because I did a debunking video and then I had his entire audience shouting at me, He says for entertainment, and the odd one, it's real, damn it. Like, we can't have it both ways. Which is why I'm going to largely ignore for entertainment. Fake is fake, you know? I'll be heartbroken if it's a smoke alarm, but also interested to know. Yeah, it doesn't take away from the experience they had, because they're walking around this building and they're hearing voices. That is real. If it does turn out to be smoke alarms and they can debunk it, it's still... No, it took 2 years, but then 2 years for all of the community to find out what... When a place like that have wired fire alarms. Yes, Gingy, but because it's a care home, they would be wired, but they would also have to have batteries in them in case of power outages. So it does make sense. But I have never ever heard a smoke alarm say low battery. The battery smoke alarm drain at the same consistent rate? Probably not, but has this place been empty for years, you know? And then they're all drained because they've just been there with no power running to them for so long. We don't know. We can never really 100% debunk it. Because the only way to 100% debunk and say it is the fire alarms is to prove that those fire alarms existed in that building. I'm not sure if there's any in shot. We'd have to go through it with a fine-tooth comb, you know? And I'm too lazy for that. Steve can do it. It would be interesting. Have you watched him on his own? I've never watched him on his own, Helen Green. I haven't. They would also be wired. What? Marianne Ginjuice, thank you for the $2. Beardo's a handsome dude. Have you been to Specsavers lately? Something wrong with your eyes? It said, I love you, not low battery. I thought it said, I love you, but if you take into account compression and... Then again, the Ouija Brothers equipment isn't cheap shit, you know? Their microphone costs more than my fucking camera. They've got decent equipment. Still interesting. It's still interesting. But I've never... Do they have male and female? Well, he said that they've got male and female voices, so... Who knows? It's certainly worth looking deeper into. And then if he is wrong, we'll just take the piss out of him. Relentlessly. Do you think they ever plan to make a Deadpool movie with Jim Carrey? Not that I know of. Didn't you DM Ari, and Ben's kid seeing a ghost? All right, appreciate it, Marnie. I'm not sure I want to go down that shithole again. I used to make alarms for a living. Unless they're connected internally, they should not go off at the same time. It depends when they were manufactured and how many batteries there are. It's certainly worth having a look, you know. Peter Horn, moist. Taking Naomi's in. What are your thoughts on Expedition X? I know very little about it, so I don't have any, I'm afraid. Work in a care home, we have tests every week. We hear goddamn awful loud blaring, no voices. I mean, I've done security on abandoned buildings. I have never, in any way I have ever worked, heard a smoke alarm say low battery. It's always a horrible cheeping or chirping sound. Naomi is in. Sorry, Naomi, I read the moist comment. They don't get snow coming down thick and fast near Merthyr. I mean, it's Merthyr. There's always snow in Merthyr. Oh, actually, I've got a weather alert on my PC and it's telling me that there is light snow due for our area as well. Funny when someone has potential real evidence, everybody says must be fake. Nobody's saying that the I love you evidence is fake. The Ouija Brothers, I mean, specifically asked me 2 years ago to look into it. Nobody's saying they fake. They've asked us to work out what it is because it's the same 3 words over and over and the same pattern in the voices. They wanted to see if anyone could find exactly what those voices are. But it's not calling them fake. They wanted us to look. Genuinely, I hope that it's not the smoke alarms. It makes sense, but I've never, ever heard a smoke alarm that says low battery. I've certainly never heard a smoke alarm say, I love you. Cody Breman, thank you for the $5. I'm here. Just drove an hour and a half both ways. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Cody, legend. Welcome in, my friend. Get up the cold weather. Do you know what? This has been the coldest winter that I remember in the UK in quite some time. It has been fucking freezing. Our cars were cocooned in ice yesterday. Luckily, we got a taxi to take us to the train station because we went out. We went out for a meal in the city. It was great. The fire alarms are wireless. If one goes off, they all do as they're linked. Ah. Even if there is took smoke alarm, who says that type was there? That's the other issue we've got is unless we go through the video and find the model of smoke alarm that maybe they've captured them, then we can't prove the debunk. But the Weeds Brothers have never said it's proof of the paranormal. It was certainly interesting. I mean, we're all still talking about it 2 years later. Mythos was mind blown about it. Then Steve says, you know, but we don't think it's paranormal because it's the same 3 words. Not only is it the same 3 words, it's the same sentence over and over and over again. Mythos even went down the route of trying to work out the timings between them. And I did something similar, but I grabbed the clips of the I Love You sounds and I put them above each other in my editing software, and they were the exact same sounds. And that's what Steve had done as well, which is why they were like, we don't think it's paranormal, but what the hell is it? I didn't even think of smoke alarms. It's a good shout. I mean, do we even get smoke alarms that talk in the UK? To say low battery? And all of them, or a number of them, upstairs and downstairs, all doing it for 15 to 20 minutes and then all stopping. Unless Stiff is a very good secret ventriloquist. I've only met Stiff once. Stiff doesn't believe in the paranormal. He's very skeptical. And if he thought there was any fakery, even though they're his friends, he'd call them out on it. Did you enjoy that picture I sent to Smug Puppy's daughter? In case you guys haven't seen it, Smug Puppy's daughter. They've obviously seen my video. And she's got a tongue full of mold. She's licking the wallpaper and posting it online. The fuck is wrong with her? Any news on the Conjuring House? I don't know. I don't look. I'll stand it. Joe Vitale, Entity 7, blah, blah, blah. How you doing? Not here in the USA. Smoke alarms only beep very annoyingly. I've never heard them in the UK. It's an interesting conversation and something to take to the Weeds Brothers for them to look into. It's ghosts, I tell you. I wish it was. I wish it was. No way Stiff would fake anything. I had some that said low battery, and to me sounds nothing like I love you. You got to take into account microphones will compress sounds and stuff. The first one didn't sound like I love you. The second one, the female voice was I love you. To me, it said I love you, which puts us back to it puts us back to what the hell was it? It's interesting. Is it the Weeds Brothers asked us to question it? They asked the debunkers, they asked their audience. It's good that, I mean, it's amazing that 2 years later, we're all still talking about it and we're all still trying to debunk it. Or we're all still like, holy shit, that was incredible. You know, a brand of smoke alarm is called Kid and it says low battery. I'd have to find some video footage of it and see how it sounds, or even buy one, move it around my house and see what it sounds like through. But then my microphones is different to theirs, so it'll sound different. Interesting experiments. Hello there, Ouija Mama. Yours just cheap or chirp? Yeah, mine too. Nobbed is back. Sorry, Beardo, I had to say it. You didn't, but you did. Fucking. Eesh. You love one of them. Nobbed. And we've been told over and over and over again that the voices are saying I love you. Yet the fact that we told it says I love you is it's like pareidolia. But that second one, the female voice sounded like I love you. It was a whisper too. Yeah. We'd have to find. We talked about that on Crow Stream. I think something's up. But I don't believe it's something the team did. And they're of the same opinion. I'm interested. I'm Dean, send me a message because I'll not remember that by the end of the stream. I'm going to buy one of those smoke alarms and see what it does, what it says, how how it could be misinterpreted, maybe. But I know the Ouija Brothers microphones, they are top of the range, you know? Your homes are hooked up to the mains, linked to fire stations, or at least ours is. It doesn't beep when it's low because it's powered by the mains. So in a home with no electricity, it wouldn't be on. I would imagine, Sue, they battery and wired in case of power cuts and stuff. My Bluetooth speaker says low battery in a Japanese voice. We've got a fireplace that talks to us. Oh, we used to have. We've replaced it. But, can you show the clip, please? I think is this a rather long video, but we can. Actually, what I'll do is I'll post Mythos's link so you can watch him because he replays it over and over and over again. Check out Mythos's video because what I don't want to do, because Mythos has just done a video on it, I don't want to take any potential views from Mythos. So there's the link to Mythos's video on it. Check out Mythos's video because Mythos plays it back over and over and over again. You've seen with pen and paper trying to work out what this sound is. So, and honestly, if you guys have ideas, take them to the Weech Brothers because they are not like the other guys. They're not going to shout to you. I'd say the security team, but like you said, Beardo, where's the payoff? Yeah, there's no cameras in there. This is the other thing. Somebody questioned tripwires, like infrared tripwires. Well, at certain points, the boys are in night vision, and an infrared tripwire will show up as a white laser line across the cameras. So I don't think it's that. You can get really small speakers. I was wondering if someone had put lots of tiny speakers everywhere. They could, but there's no CCTV inside the building, so how would they know where they were to trigger them where they stood? It's bizarre either way. Listen to it, not watched it because I was drawing. I heard I love you. Not all sounded like I love you to me. A couple for sure, but not all. The weirdest thing for me was the consistency. Yeah, but there was inconsistencies as well. Just man, I think about an hour and 20 or something. I show it off over and over and bring the volume up. Yeah, you know, it would be cool for me to play it on the stream, but while it's on Mythos's channel, I think you guys should go and check it out there. There you go. There very well could be ring type cameras in the house, and we know they have a two-way audio can be. They could. But how long is the charge going to last in them? And when the Weege Brothers are walking around in night vision, because it's dark in there, they're going to see big white floods of light coming off the ring door cameras. If I turn my 4K night vision camera on now and I go outside and point it at my ring doorbell, there's going to be a blast of white light that'll flare my lens. They didn't have that. And again, there's nothing wrong with questioning it. They asked us to. And again, 2 years later, we're still doing it. There was no parrot in the location. That's it. You've debunked it there. A fucking parrot following them around. I love you. Where's my cracker? DMG, the YouTube Shorts video of the smoke alarm. Haunted Echoes Limited, how you doing? Fuck, I can't get into my private Facebook on. I'll have a look in a little while. That does not explain the girl's giggle. That's the other thing. The first visit, that girl's giggle, and the walking up the stairs and stuff. There's, even if, oh, you'd see the cameras because they'd have night vision on them, like a Ring doorbell does. Even if we can completely disprove the I love yous, it still doesn't disprove the sounds of people running around in the building when there's nobody there. You can see the frustration in their faces, like, there's somebody here, there's somebody here. They're in that room. You hear people walking around, and there is a giggle upstairs, and a lot of people said it was the door. But then the Weech Brothers go to debunk themselves. They go back a second time, and they push the door, and there's no noise. Did Beardo say he was going to point his camera at his ring? At the Ring doorbell. The giggle to me sounded like floorboards squeaking. Yeah, but they tried to recreate it. The problem is, with the building now being completely gutted inside, we'll never know. Beardo, it's been a while now, so could you please... No! No, no, no! This one is awesome. I feel like my interest in the paranormal is reinvigorated. It certainly, certainly fired everybody up. And no matter what it turns out to be, it got us all interested. And that's fantastic. Fantastic for the Ouija brothers because everybody and everybody's dog were watching it, you know? And then they revisit it 2 years later, and people are still talking about it. Mythos does a video, and everybody's still talking about it. I genuinely think it was a fantastic experience for them because you could see it in their faces. Griff's pissed off. Steer's amazed. They were so caught off guard by it because they don't get that type of thing that they actually forgot to investigate, like a paranormal investigation. They were too busy shouting at, thinking there's somebody there, which is everybody's first thing. I recently did it with exploring the entity. I hear something, and then right, there's somebody fucking here, and I go storming off looking for a person. I can't find anyone. Hey, Dead Cold, how are you doing? And then at one point, Carl from Exploring the Entity looks at me and he says, "You're watching us, aren't you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I don't hear stuff like this. I don't experience stuff like this. So yeah, I'm watching you guys as well. Either to catch you out, or so I know in my head it is not you guys." It was a legitimate reaction, absolutely. Thing is, we'll all say it. Any of us experienced investigators will tell you when you finally capture something, or something happens that you don't know, you never know how you are going to behave. Your body does weird things, fight or flight. Well, it's not always fight or flight because when I heard something on my last investigation, I actually froze up. I just sort of did that, looked, and I went, "What the fuck?" And then moved. In my memory, I froze for longer than I actually did. The video, I don't look quite as stupid. But then the same thing happens downstairs. I experience something, and I sort of turn my head, and I freeze. I don't know if I froze to listen for footsteps, but it's weird, and you never know. But then there's been other occasions where me and Dean were out one night, and I thought somebody peeked around the door. It was my torch catching Dean's arm holding up a camera, and I ran at it. You never know. You never know where you're going to behave. I think I've been more on edge since Spoongate. You know, I've been away sunning myself in Gran Canaria. Can I get a welcome back tickle? Fucking Gran Canaria. Jesus Christ. I can't afford Costa del Call.
Hot diggity, hot diggity, this kind of thing that just tickles my balls. Hot diggity, this kind of thing that just tickles my balls.
Just look how I reacted in the boys' village. Yeah, Dean froze. He heard something hiss. Apparently, a lot of people saying rabbits hiss. We didn't see a rabbit. But Dean sort of jumped to one side, and then he just froze like, what the f*** was that? I'm going to head off now, mate. Thanks again. Have a good one. Mythos, my pleasure, mate. Absolutely my pleasure. Have a great evening, whatever you're doing. Carbon monoxide detector talks too. We got a carbon monoxide detector. I don't know if it talks. It's never gone off. Thank fuck. Hey, Carl. How can I describe a cake without saying moist? Not dry. But it don't sound as good. Doing something hidden in the vents, maybe. It could explain the multiple floors and seem to follow them when they were near a vent each time. Potentially. These are all potentials, and there is nothing wrong with potentials. And this is what the Ouija brothers wanted. You don't take this the wrong way, but did you check the raw footage from Lucy's cameras? He was the only one out of shot. Please, this is only a theory. Haunted Echoes, absolutely. When you watch my video, there are most of the night, me and Lucy are paid off. Not for any reason on purpose. But when obviously you've watched theirs, so the knock on the door in front of us, that didn't come from Lucy. I was right behind her. Whatever came from my right downstairs, they were all to my left. Al was behind me, sort of behind me and left a bit, as you can see from his angle. And Lucy and Nathan are like way over there on the left. And I heard something almost in my ear to the right of me. But yeah, I wouldn't say suspicious because I get on with them, but I had to make damn sure I wasn't being wound up or tricked. I don't think I was. I want to go back. I want to go back there ASAP because either I want to work out what was going on in a natural way or potentially experience it all over again. If I go for a second time and nothing happens and I'm with them, that's even more weird to me. Maybe it was the ghost trace of two people interacting and one saying to the other, I love you, no gimmicks, earthly interference, just 100% paranormal. Sue Fleming, this is something I said 2 years ago. And some people were like, what the fuck did you just say? And I was like, hear me out. It is a man saying, I love you. And then a woman saying, I love you. I know this is out there, but care home. How many people unfortunately pass away while in a care home? Would that have been the last words that somebody said to their significant other or their mum or their dad when they've passed? And that is, that is the believer in me hoping it could be something like that. And then what they've encountered is something absolutely incredible. But it was too consistent. But then again, who knows? Is that the stone tape theory? The closest description would be the stone tape theory, but I don't believe stone can play back. I think it's been proved it can somewhat retain things, but as for playing back like a record player, I don't believe that. There's no proof of it. There's no proof of any of it. This stuff, so it's all conjecture but it's a good conversation because nobody's getting pissed off about it. We do have Popeyes in the UK, but it's fucking awful. I honestly hope it's paranormal because it would be amazing proof actually caught on camera. Paranormal community needs something like that after the fakes ruining it for so long. I agree. I would love nothing more than for it to be paranormal. Industrial air fresheners beep when empty. The ones in the school where I work beep twice. It was too close to a voice. It was a voice. It was not a beep that's been misconstrued as a voice because they're hearing those words in person. And I know how much the Weeds brothers spend on the cameras, the microphones. They are not. If I put my camera next to Steve's and you look at the footage side by side, filming the same thing, you can tell mine. The sound will be exactly the same because they spend an absolute fortune on their gear. Been holding someone as they pass, saying you're not alone, I'm with you. So yeah, it could be an echo memory. That'd be amazing, right? Absolutely fucking amazing. I hope that's what it is. But even the Weeds brothers don't think that's what it is. It's still fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. The female voice is so clear in one part. Yeah. And I'm going to have to watch it back to see if there is a smoke alarm there. I hope, I genuinely hope, I look back and I can't see a smoke alarm. Still doesn't dismiss it, but I hope I don't see one. Because to hear two people saying they love each other potentially as one of them has gone, and then for that to be able to be replayed, that's, that's one step away from capturing a full-bodied apparition. Steve says that was even louder. His face says it all. Yeah, absolutely. Listen, I know the Weeds brothers very well. They are very good guys. They are very good people. They are fucking shocking actors. I mean, we all seen that recent energy drink advert a certain ghost hunting team have done. There is no way on this fucking earth would the Ouija brothers be able to do something like that because they couldn't act it. I heard Naomi hates the moist paranormal. She probably does. The dog watching, Naomi. Biscuity's not. Biscuity's got crumbs up his ass playing Fortnite. And you know all, how are you doing? Good evening, sir. This is my first attendance in your lives. Look how polite you are. Thank you. Thank you, Auntie Knows All. Oh my god, that sounded so bad. What? I didn't say it. There's a red smoke alarm. John Boy, the red box, that's a break glass box for the fire alarm system. You basically thump it, smash the glass, and it set the fire alarms off. What got me was when Steve did the voice and straight after a woman's voice did it. Mystery of Shapes. Were they followed there? Did they mention it to the property owner for... There is no property owner. It was being patrolled by security a couple of times a night, but there was no owner of it because the place is being demolished. There's no insides to the house anymore. It's just a shell of a building now because they've taken it apart. You link the final encounter, couldn't you, in theory, go back near the same voices in the shell of a building? Yeah. If that's a theory, then, or if that is possible, then yes. Because you hear reports of people saying, I saw this guy come up my stairs and he was missing his feet, and then they work on the house a decade later and they find the stairs have been lifted, and that's why the ghost is missing feet. Or an apparition seemingly passing through a wall or through the air, and then you look at building plans and there used to be a floor and a doorway there. It's all really cool ideas. I'd love to see something like that. Absolutely. Dang it, I'm late, so sad. I'm going to get an hour with you guys. Alex on Wheels. Don't you stress about it. You can always watch back. The belief is with the laws of energy conservation, energy cannot be created or destroyed, or mass energy is either burned to cremation or will become worm food. But what happens to an emotional energy? I mean, at the end of the day, right, if that was indeed two people saying I love you, if people have genuinely experienced people's last moments over and over and over again, or something intelligent, then there's something after this. And that isn't scary. That is absolutely incredible. I would love for it to be real, that to be an afterlife, to know that my best friend is in a better place. I would absolutely love it. I'd love it more than anything else in the world. I'd take my debunker hat, put it on the floor, stomp on it, and be like, fuck you, stupid hat. I'm a full-blown believer now. I'd love it. I would absolutely love it. But I will not sell my soul together. Well, what's you explain the residual, and that comes back again, kind of this... Yeah. The stone tape theory, right? I understand that that's an event that's played over and over again. I understand that. I just don't believe Stone is playing it back like a record somehow. The way I think about it, I'm not a scientist. It's just ideas, The way I thought of it was that sometimes some things happen that are so catastrophic emotionally that you can emotionally leave an imprint. When parents argue when you're a kid, but if you got good parents, they hide it from you. Are sure as shit, you walk into the room and you go, whoa, they've had an argument. You can smell it in the air. You can taste the argument, and you're like, oh shit. And okay, maybe it's certain pheromones because of anger and stuff. But could something more traumatic than that, a sudden death or an upsetting death, could that then leave a scar in an emotional imprint that on occasion just replays over and over? I think, and at the end of the day, nobody's ever proved the stone tape theory is correct. I've never seen a stone play anything back. But at the same point, people go to haunted castles and experience things. Is that because the stone is playing it back? We can't prove it. And I think they've tried to prove it. In fact, the stone tape theory wasn't even a theory until a movie, The Stone Tape, came out. It's based off a movie. It's based off science fiction in an old movie. And people have adopted that as a real thing. So I don't believe in the stone tape theory. Peter, could the Weege brothers get someone who looks into the scientific paranormal research to watch the video? I think it's worth doing. I mean, yeah. Depends if somebody scientific wants to look at it, but yeah. Your dad is 100% there, CRL? I genuinely hope so. Do you know when people say things like, 3 weeks after my mum passed, I smelt her perfume. That was her perfume. You smelt your mum, your gran, whoever visiting. Don't let anyone tell you that that's not real. if you're not scared of whatever is going on, if you think it's your family, your loved ones, just popping in to let you know they're there, hold on to that and don't let any fucking debunker or skeptic tell you any different. Absolutely hold on to that. I've seen a Rolling Stone play something. I mean, those guys are as old as the fucking dinosaurs. That's good. Hunters, thank you for the 8 months. Did they check to see if their equipment was working okay in case it was variable in their equipment? I know they went through their equipment, but they didn't turn anything on. They didn't have a Melrem REM pod or any of that stuff out. They just had their cameras. The other thing that's been brought up is obviously they both had their phones on. Dee's phone was in silent, Griff's was in silent, but he had a game running in the background. At one point you hear a bloop, 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 bloop. And I don't know if that came from the editing software or from one of their phones, like a message coming through. I forgot to turn my phone off in investigations. It happens, but I don't know anybody. I mean, does anybody have their phone on loud mode in this day and age for anything? Thank you for the 8 months, Glasgow. Kenny Biddle, look at the video. You often smell your dad's aftershave? Then take that as your dad visiting. Don't let some fucking dickhead in a really horrible loud shirt tell you that it's not. Because I won't. I'll never tell people that. They turned the ghost tube on later on, Joe. They actually say, oh, we're going to run the ghost tube for a bit. And then obviously they clear out of there pretty quick. They only turned the ghost tube on when all the voices stopped. I was on the USS Iowa when a turret exploded. Seen 47 men die in less than a minute. Jesus Christ. That's very traumatic. No residual hauntings or anything to declare. Yeah. I mean, me and Dean went to the site of a mining disaster not far from us. We didn't experience anything, but people have claimed that they've experienced things there. My daughter in the kitchen this morning, all of a sudden, there was a beautiful smell for a couple of minutes. I know you're going to think we're losing the plot, but it smelled like heaven. That's bacon. Bacon smells like heaven. Life Resurrection Project for entertainment purposes only. Fair enough. Phone is never on silent mode. Volume is cranked. My phone's always on silent. I fucking hate the sounds that phones make. Fucking hate them. When I first had a phone, it was like, I just paid £6 for a cool song in like 64 bits. Now it's like, turn that fucking thing off. Jennifer Taylor, thank you for the £5. I appreciate it. Yesterday, me and Mrs. Geek, we went out for a meal. And there's this guy on the table next to us. He's got his phone like this, walking into that end, and then tipping it up to listen to his mate. And I'm like, if you don't put that by your fucking ear, I'm going to stick it up your nostril, you ignorant twat. I was getting really fucking heated with it. And I'm like, he sat there, looking at his girlfriend or wife or whatever, but he's talking to his mates on the phone. He put the phone on the table while he's eating. And I'm like, oh, at least he's hung up now. No, he didn't. You know what he did? He had his mates listening to him eat, and every now and again he'd jump in on a conversation while he's having a romantic meal with his missus. You know. What a dick. I love it when Steve says we don't need no REM pod. It'll get scared. My talking detectors say fire or carbon monoxide instead of alarm. Yeah, but we've got to prove that those types of detectors are in that building. So somebody's going through that footage of the fine-tooth comb to see if they can spot that specific brand. And if they can't, who knows? You have the X-Files ringtone. I had the X-Files for a while. I had the Negan Hot Diggity Dog. That was my ringtone for ages. And this is the reason, it's that Negan song is the reason I don't put my phone on loud anymore. I used to work for a large car company and I had just been promoted to the security manager. I go into a meeting. It's a big oval table in this nice office, meeting room. And they introduce me as this guy that's taken this job and all the rest of it. And then all that comes blaring out of my phone is, hot diggity dog. That kind of shit just tickles my balls. And I'm like, oh, fuck. My phone has been on silent since that. always on silent, but if I could have Cheryl's laugh saying bitch as a ringtone, I'd have it on loud. Laura Wilson, thank you for the 6 months. Me too. Bitch. Hey, text message. You know, I've heard my dad whistle a few times and I know his tone. Then it's your dad. Don't let anyone tell you any different. I bet she was impressed. She just sat there. Fucking embarrassed. I'd be... I think if I did that to my wife, I'd have been like that. Yeah, you know, Mike, she just done that and just dropped it into a jug of water. As they should. Oh, fucking rude. I can smell my nanny's... Halloween Returns. Why are you smelling your nanny's snatch? You need some help. Piss off, Beardo. It wasn't bacon. I'm being serious. I'm very sorry, but I'm not a religious man. I've never hidden the fact I'm not religious. I'll never be religious. But if you've smelt something that shouldn't be there, that makes you feel good, don't let my jokes take that away from you at all. Well, my Ghost TV, how you doing? Howdy doody, Beardo and chat. Hope everything's going great. It absolutely is. Monophonic ringtones coming back in monophonic ringtones. £6 for a ringtone, and I used to pay for it. 420 Atheist, thank you for the $2.99. I want to say I love your honest content, brother. I appreciate that, Atheist. Thank you very, very much. But some of the detectors fell behind a broken wall that would make it whispery. So there's 3 or 4 detectors all falling behind walls. Now, see, this is what we got to be careful of when debunking and looking for logic, that we don't go too far. If you go too far into logic and debunking and you start making wild claims or wild swings, like there's 3 detectors somehow falling behind a wall, then that is every bit as silly as that's a ghost. I mean, go on Facebook now, and Kieran O'Keefe described wind conjecture, moving things. Go on Facebook and have a look at Kieran's profile. Like, people absolutely berating him, like, are you fucking stupid? Wind isn't going to do this. Wind isn't going to do that. 96 mile an hour. But we would have known that if they hadn't have done the scientific test. So lay off him a bit. I don't know if you know this, but he watches me. But because his theory was so far wide, people are like, you're a fucking idiot, Kieran. You're an idiot, Kieran. He's not an idiot. It was a wild stab in the dark for him. And yeah, it was too far in the, it's not real, it's not a ghost. Especially that part, because that's the part of that episode last week. When you look at it, it's like, seems more plausible that a fucking ghost did it than a 96 mile an hour tornado tearing through your fucking living room. Parasolo, how are you doing? Can I have pizza, please? You can have what you want. I'm not. Tricked again. What's Coombsy done? Don't ask Coombsy to share sometimes. It's scary. Mike Oxmall, how are you doing? Very careful how I read his name. Bastard. Big Haunted Dong. It's obviously an overlaid sound. Oh, Big Haunted Dog. Dong. You've put that in capital letters, obviously, to get my attention. So you have my attention for a couple of seconds here. I had the raw footage. There was no overlaid sound. Before they released the raw footage and Steve going through it on his video, I questioned them. They sent me a link to their Google Drive and I looked at the raw footage. I edit my own videos. Nobody edits for me. I know what overlaid sounds look like on the bars at the bottom of your editing software. And I know the sound when it kicks in and kicks out the other side. It was not overlaid footage. It's not the case. Evening, Beardo and everybody. Hello, Tom Rand. I thought science was all about testing wild hypothesis. It is, Victoria. And listen, Kieran had a point. Because the handbag in the after show, that moved at the speed that a wind could get to in that house. So we don't know that, do we? Ask them for the raw footage then. Because I did. You think it's overlaid, ask them for the raw footage. They might not have it at this point because it's 2 years later and they're still not claiming it's paranormal. So why would they overlay footage and then say, we listened and listened and listened, we put it through the editing software, it's the same thing over and over again. we don't think it's paranormal. Why go to all of that effort to then at the end of the video say we don't think it's paranormal? I'm not seeing the payoff there. Do you see my point there? But yeah, you're absolutely right to question that I'm the only one that's looked at the raw footage in person, I guess. Should I have recorded it? Probably. But normally when I ask people for raw footage, I'm told to fuck off. Bearing in mind, I was around 1,000 subscribers at the time, maybe just over. And I asked for the raw footage, and they gave me access to the Google Drive. They didn't send me links or anything. Here's the Google Drive, have at it. And it wasn't just that investigation I could see. There were 4 others. I could have looked at whatever I wanted on there, and I did. Because I'm nosy. Can't wait for Uncanny tonight on the podcast. I love it. So interesting. We'll be watching it. It's a fantastic show. It's all gravy, dude. There's an asteroid on its way. Ah. Sometimes I hope there fucking is. Beth Stalker, how are you doing? I've clipped the tickle balls for you. Thanks. He did a whole video to go through the sound file to prove it wasn't overly. Yeah. Yep. I mean, listen, you're not going to convince somebody that disagrees and thinks that they've cheated it and it was overlaid. You'll never convince them. But I questioned it. I was given the raw footage. And to me, in my mind, they didn't overlay anything. They didn't eat anything. Otherwise, I wouldn't have supported them. Because back then, we didn't have a friendship. It was literally, can I react to one of your videos? Yeah, cool, go for it. They started watching my channel. They were like, a UK debunker. That's good. A UK debunker looking at specific teams. That's good. That's kind of where it was for a while. Then I wanted to get to 8,000 subscribers. They helped me with that. And then the friendship, it took months and months and months to strike up the friendship. It's not trolling to ask questions. I mean, to put it all in capitals and then not come back with anything, maybe it was a troll. What's your weapon of choice for the zombie apocalypse? Lucille. Lucille I've got here is heavy, but it hasn't got real barbed wire around it. I will make my own Lucille. I've got a crossbow. I'll be a mixture of Daryl Dixon and Negan. Or I'll be Fubby. I'll have to call it Cheegan. That's just fun that it's cut. Suddenly there's an asteroid on the way. Somebody's telling porcupines. Loving the Ghostbusters toys in the background, Beardo. There's loads over there as well. Absolutely loads. I've actually been cleaning and getting the studio ready to do a studio tour video. Finally. When you understand how the universe works with physics, chemistry, biology, and how we all connect on a micro level, how? Don't know. Alexa, Simon says, I love you.
I love you.
Definitely not the same tone. Faster than what was said in the video as well. What's your take on Hellier? I've not watched it. Wooden spoons fired from a crossbow. Yeah. I believe it was the last words of 2 people until proven otherwise. And you can believe exactly what you want. Nothing wrong with it. Me too. Lucille is awesome. Maybe there's a hidden member there making the noise which would appear in the raw footage. I consider it big haunted dong. Consider it debunked. What you would have to do is watch the video and see a third person. Well, there were 3 of them. They were all on camera. You would have to see a 4th person. Bearing in mind that the sound follows them around the building, and somehow with 3 cameras swinging wildly, they didn't capture a shadow or nothing. Listen, you clearly don't like the Ouija brothers. You probably don't like me. You haven't debunked the damn thing there. I'm sorry. It's going to be a pointless argument. I'm the person on their live stream that said, it's cool, but I don't think it's paranormal. So your capital letters ain't doing shit here, are they? I've got hair. What was that hair? Even when I was born. You just set off my election and made me jump my daughter. Sorry. Only a skeptic, it's only the skeptic believe and the skeptic that want to believe. to see both sides. Yeah, I'm a skeptical believer. I mean, I've had experiences that I can't explain. And so far, science has not proven to me without a shadow of a doubt that the paranormal is not real. At the same point, I've not seen any evidence outside of my own eyeballs that makes me say it is 100% real. So it's an interesting conversation to have. Very Sats, good evening to you. I have 2 claymore swords, 3 handmade swords, and a small arsenal throughout my house. I don't need a wire wrap bat. They're illegal anyways. But if it's the end of the world, Scottish Pride, fuck being legal. I'm having a Lucille. Big haunted dong sounds like how I described my last date. Dean Griff could have debunked it, they would have. I believe so. At the end of the day, some people are never ever going to believe them, and that's their prerogative. For a lot of people, the thought of anything paranormal happening ever is completely impossible, and you will never ever change their mind, and that's fine. But at the same point, that's as closed-minded as the people on the other side of the fence that are like, it's a ghost, everything's a ghost, ghosts are everywhere, demons, dude, bro, and all that shit.
Bro! Dude! Bro! Demons! Demons, bro! Murders! We've caught a ghost!
Now, while I've made a joke there, any biddle will tell you he is skeptical. Very, very skeptical. But he would love for it to be real. I don't think Kenny Biddle has ever said to anyone that, or has said to anyone, ghosts are not real. 100% they are not real. What he has said is, science dictates to me that it's not real, but I would love for science to be proved wrong. Why he goes out and investigates. I'm off now, guys. Chinese has arrived. Jesus Christ, I want a Chinese. No! Really like your Beardo, but I get that you're a fan of the Ouija Brothers, but so am I. I think you're a little biased. I probably am, because I'm good friends with them. I probably am biased. And by all means, call me out for being biased, because I am. I am biased. I'm biased towards my friend, whether I want to or not. But what people are not taking into account is we were not friends when I first asked for the raw footage. They were just a channel that I was watching that encountered something potentially incredible, and I asked for raw footage and they gave it to me. Since then, we've become very good friends, but my word don't mean shit anymore when I'm wearing Ouija Brother t-shirts all the time. And there's nothing wrong with that. But then there are other people that are like, they faked it. I think for somebody to say they faked it when they have gone all of this time without capturing a thing are just people that like certain other channels a little bit more. And when they've been called out as fake, it is far easier to then say, well, if they're fake, then so are the Ouija Brothers. Because that's what they're doing. Floating above bed. No mud stains. What? Kenny Biddle's amazing. Love how thorough he is. Me too. Marsden Grotto is a no, sorry. They don't want to spoil their other guests' stay. Fair enough. That's fair enough. Oh, Zach Douchebag. I don't know if that's working either, to be fair. We'll give it a go.
Hello there. How you doing? You come here often?
Every day.
Oh, why is that?
I work here.
Yeah.
I like to clip my eyes closed and sort of heard low battery. Hey, question it. By all means, question it. Gather proof. Gather proof. Because they asked us to. There are people now getting annoyed saying that the Ouija Brothers are faked it. It's overlaid sounds. That wasn't the case. 100% was not the case. So what else could it be? Natural explanations. Well, we're all looking at them 2 years later. There's nothing wrong with that. The unconscious bias you have towards the Ouija Brothers, could it be that you wouldn't call out any faking if there was? I absolutely would. I absolutely would. Big Dog. Dong, sorry. You may not have been around the channel for a while, but I had a friend. I had a friend in the paranormal with a channel, and I called him out for fakery. For everyone to see. The video did massive views. I called a friend out. Yes, I would. Because if somebody that I'm friends with wants to go down the fake route, somebody wants to do that, then they are betraying my trust in them. And I will absolutely out anybody, friend or not. Absolutely, I would. Geek Chic, how are you doing? And everybody that I have worked with knows that. I would absolutely out anyone for faking. I don't give a fuck who they are. I would out anybody without a hesitation. Beardo, whisper I love you to your Alexa. Alexa.
Thanks for saying I love you.
Alexa off. What is wrong with you? The I love you video for me is like a good based on a true story. That's because I wasn't there. I believe the Weeds Brothers. I thought it was excellent potential evidence, but I wasn't there. Absolutely, Jerry. Absolutely, Jerry. Okay, fair enough. I had to ask the questions. I mean, no. Haunted Dong, you haven't been disrespectful. You haven't called us pricks or liars or anything like that. There's nothing wrong with questioning me. Absolutely nothing wrong. You have had specific questions you wanted to ask me. Obviously, you're passionate with the capital letters. I'm passionate in the way I talk back. None of us have called each other names. No harm, no foul. Ghost theory, question mark. What? I do not have a great history with ghost theory. And the whole thing, people voting for ghost theory, I didn't even watch the rest of that live. I messaged Steve after I left the live because I'll get the blame for it. Somebody will say Beardo started that, so I didn't bother watching. And I don't want to watch them. Female voice in the I Love You video sounds American? Hmm. We'll call it and try to define investigations not being subjective. You would have to out them if they faked because you'd lose your own credit. Yeah, listen, I get on with both of them, but me and Steve are much closer than me and Griff, just because we've spent more time together, more time talking. We've done we've been on investigations together. We've been tempting to do investigations together, not got in places and stuff. Spent a lot of time with Steve and with Steve's family. But if I was to turn a blind eye to something that Steve and Griff did, I would be kissing my channel goodbye. Because you'd get caught. I'd get caught. They'd get caught. And then I've lost all credibility. I can't no longer put out debunking videos. So it would absolutely not be something on my remit. I doubt them. I was a security manager. I had to fire friends of mine for not doing their job properly. This is my job now. And I will do my job properly. Could have been voices outside. It could have been somebody outside messing with them, but it followed them around the building. One of the great ideas that's in the community right now is smoke alarms saying low battery. Because the battery is so low, potentially, sounds like I love you. And we have to bear in mind, they said we don't think it's paranormal because it's the same thing over and over and over again. If I look at Charm City, I still haven't got around to it. There's so many, and at the moment, there's so many people fucking screaming at me, and I keep screaming back at them. Maybe I shouldn't do it, but it's fun. Hello all, better late than never. Absolutely, Marie Weir. Hope you're having a good day. Beardo, how's Zach doing? Probably still in the bakery chatting shit.
Hello there. How you doing? You come here often?
Every day.
Oh, why is that?
I work here.
Great show tonight, Beardo. It's odd that some give the Ouija brothers such a hard time all those years and not catching a lot, and then some grill them over this one video. There's a difference between asking questions, grilling them, and then outright calling them fake. There's a different spectrum. I will die on my sword that they did not fake that. They did not fake that. And if they did, I'd have caught them and I'd have outed them. They did not fake that. 100%. But you can only take my opinion for that. And, you know, it's up to you what my opinion means. I'm not telling you I'm right. But in my opinion, in my head, they did not fake that. No way. Yes, you can have a rar.
Dude, bro! Dude! Bro! Demons! Demons, bro!
Still cannot seem to find the talking smoke alarm. Well, Dean sent me a link for it, so I'll do my own little look into it. Plus, Beardo debunks story, even though she has a good relationship with her father. I mean, yeah, there's so many people that are still screaming at me about that. You're friends with Jason Hawes. You're not credible. You're friends with Jason Hawes. You're sucking Jason Hawes off and all this crap. How did Jason Hawes find my channel? Because I called his TV show and his best friend fake, and because I called his daughter fake, and his soon-to-be son-in-law. I called them all fake. And we have a friendship. It blows my mind that people think that I'm going to turn a blind eye to my friends. I won't. Ever. Ever. Did I press Dude Bro instead of Raw? Shit.
Rawr. Rawr.
I trust the Ouija brothers in what they hear and what they find. Best investigation I've ever seen. I say paranormal investigation. It wasn't great because they got so wound up over it, not being able to work it out because that doesn't happen to them, that they ended up spending more time looking for people. According to a few people, you and I are supposed to have some sort of TV show with Jason Hawes. Yeah, that'll work. I'll just fucking walk to America right now. There has never been a TV show talk between me and Jason Hawes, or me and Joe Vitale and Jason Hawes, ever. Me and Jason Hawes have said we'll do an investigation when I get to the States because his audience want it. Some of my audience want it. Hello, Wolf. Thank you for the $20. Look up Stephen Hawking on Santa. He uses quantum mechanics via spooky action to say he's possible. People who think science is hardline amuse me. Fair comment. Internet rumors are absurd. There are some bizarre rumors out there. And the latest one people are doing is they'll be like Beardo Dale. And they're that fucking stupid. They're spelling my name wrong, thinking that they're going to like get one up on me. It's D-A-Y-L-E. Dale, not Dale. D-A-L-E. Dale. I have never hidden my name. Maybe I did in the first couple of months because I was still doing security work then. I've never hidden my name. I don't give a shit who knows my name. Doesn't bother me. And people are like, Beardo Dale did this. Beardo Dale did that. Fucking congratulations. Congratulations. Whatever your name is. I don't care. Idiots. Santa's fake, though. The North Pole isn't a solid landmass. I was fucking devastated. It's just the sea. Good evening, world of Mr. Grey. Yep, same, just getting together and investigate location. That's what we talked about. And we've hardly talked about that. When I talk to Jason Hawes for the last 4 or 5 months, it's always on a Sunday. And it is always him messaging to ask how my wife is, to ask how her family is, and then I in turn ask him how his family is. That is where our subjects go. Sometimes we just chat about, like, he's got boats and stuff. And I'm just sat there like, you posh bastard. I've got a rubber dinghy in my garage. It's got a hole in it. Would never call you Dale. Honestly, Beardo fits better. Yeah, it's... People think it's a power play to use my real name. How powerful you are. My mum uses that. She has no power over me. She doesn't have no power over me since I was 16. You know, you said you name enough time and investigations. Exactly. I go into a building where there's apparently ghosty woasties, and I don't go, let's introduce ourselves. My name's Beardo. But my name's Dale. Because if there is something there, if there is something I can speak to, use my real name. Bit of respect. Or just bullshit about stuff. Yeah. I can't believe 2 years later that I love you thing is still getting people angry. I like your real name, Beardo. I'm changing my real name to Beardo. Fuck it. Beardo and teaching Jess how to play Warzone. We're going to live stream it That'll be awesome. If for YouTube, because with her age, I think you would have to put the video as made for kids because she's under 13. So you won't be allowed to have comments and stuff on there, I think. Double check it. You know, people are Muppets a lot of the time. Not all of them are Muppets. People have a reason to question. If you make an extraordinary claim, then you have to have something extraordinary to back it up. But people get angry in the wrong places. For example, me and Steve did an investigation just over 2 years ago now. And we both heard a growl in the footage. Didn't hear it at the time, but we heard a growl in the footage. But that's fucking incredible. Wow. I wonder what that could be. Me and Steve both look at it. Don't know. It's like, I know. I'll ask Mr. Grey. Mr. Grey. Mr. Grey looks at it and says, right, I've looked at your camera, his camera, your microphones. It's louder on Beardo because it's like a gurgle in his throat. He's wearing a lapel mic. The lapel mic picked it up louder than the camera he had facing him because it's further away. It's a throat gurgle, but he was unaware that he did it. I saw Mr. Grey's debunk and went, fair play, he's nailed that. He looked at it and said, fair play, he's nailed that. And then people went nuts, like, how dare you call them fake? He didn't. We asked him to look. I'm shouting at Mr. Grey, damn it. Kathy Lee, why are you giving up? I do apologise. There's 500 people in here. It's hard for me to keep up with everything, especially when there's people been shouting at me today. In the right way for a change. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. Yep. I agree. Listen. My first couple of investigations on this channel and my investigations now are very different. The first investigations, you'll see me running GhostTube or other devices. We used Necrophonic, I think. We had REM pods. We had EVP recorders. An EVP recording on any of my investigations never made it to a video because I never heard anything on there. Ever. Peter, where's your Backstreet Boys pajamas? Still in your mum's laundry bin. Mine all communicate with each other, so in a fire, all of them go off, not just one. That's how they should do. Out to Mr. Grey, smashed it. Yeah, and we asked him to. But I was thinking smoke detector or one of the other red detectors are always near them. You always, when you hear, I love you. It's still interesting. I've got to look for this smoke. Apparently, there is a smoke detector that Brian Reinhardt has found that says low battery. I've been sent a file that I'm going to check. It'll be fucking Monday before I look now. I'm going to check this audio. I'm going to record it on my camera and see what it sounds like through my camera. Even if I've got to buy a damn detector, I'm going to try. I'd be able to get scared. Did they check the intercom or just take the word of who told them it didn't? There was no power in there. Kathy Lee. What we all do when we go into a location, click the light switches. Right, there's no power. Then you turn a plug socket on. There's no power. Most of us just don't record. You record it, but you chop it out of your video because it's boring. Most of us record ourselves getting out of the car, walking into the building, how we've got in. If the police turn up in an abandoned, you can say, oh, look, we didn't break in. This is how we've got in right there. Or the police turn up and say, you've been smashing that place up. Well, actually, we've been recording for the last 2.5 hours. There's entry. Here's us doing this, doing that. Why is there a gap there? It's because we went outside for a smoke or whatever. But you know for definite that a smoke detector is the ones in the care home. You can't. Well, no, not unless there is a smoke detector on screen where I can clearly see the brand and then link that to this other smoke detector. This may never ever get solved because the building's no longer there. I can't go there and look at the smoke detectors. That would be the only way to prove it once and for all. So now we have to rely on the video footage. Is there smoke detectors of that brand that says low battery? And then does that low battery voice sound like I love you through a camera microphone? Also been playing the crap out of the game Griff had on his phone just to see if it's that. You found the game, did you? I remember a lot of people thought it might have been the game. Or I couldn't find the game. Somebody said they found the soundbite for the woman's voice on a website. And I've asked that person 3 times to send me the link, and they've never done it. They'll go into live streams and say it's a soundbite, but I've never had it. It's never been sent to me to prove it one way or the other. I love you, you love me, we got an effed up family. And shit rang out and Barney at the door, no more singing dinosaur. Hey Dan, how you doing? In a text you'd say low battery, sound more robotic like an Alexa. But if they're far away and there's interference on the microphone, maybe. Did you ask the previous owners what kind of fire alarm it was? I don't know the name of the building. It's one of those buildings that the location wasn't shared. Not even... I don't get sent pins and locations and stuff because I'm new to the scene, I guess. Like, when I meet up with Exploring the Entity, I meet them at a petrol station or something, and then I get into their car, and they drive me to these locations because they don't want me sharing pins and locations with people, which is fine. Yeah, we've got 3 smoke alarms in the house. None of them talk. They just sound like a constipated budgie every 6 months when the batteries start to drain. You're waiting for Alexa to pipe up. She's behaving lately. Apart from when Gingy made me read something out. In an ideal world, we could ask the owners, go into the building, grab the alarm, press the button, and that's exactly what it is. But that option isn't there anymore. And it's a fucking shame. Because at the end of the day, like I've been saying all night, they never claimed it to be paranormal. And that's really important. People to say, oh, they faked it. Why would you fake it not being paranormal? Really, there isn't many fire alarm companies in the Midlands with websites, etc. Although if it was an NHS unit, possibly had a trace the supplier. I'm on it. This is good. It is good that 2 years later, people are still trying to debunk it, still trying to find proof one way or the other. It's incredible. Every single I love you is exactly the same. I matched them up. Yeah, me and Steve did the same thing. Same time, pronunciation, same cadence, exactly the same every time. I even sometimes think it says Mika. Mika from Paranormal Activity. Recall it wasn't just I love you, but whispering and talking. Not sure a smoke detector could do that. Intercom maybe, but there was no power. Just one of them things. I think they all said I love you, but there was a couple of... I might probably haven't picked that up. There was a couple of weird whispery things that didn't sound like I love you, but maybe that was distance from wherever the sound was originating. You know, if you watched the Mythos video where he timed it, it was more or less the same. Yeah. When Mythos said he was timing it, I thought he was going to do what I did. I took every I love you clip in my editing software and I overlaid them on top of each other, pushed them together, and then I've got a feature on my editing software that says auto align clips by waveform. I did that, and all of the women parts stacked up. Some of the men's ones didn't, but I'm guessing that's because of distance away. But the Ouija brothers said that at the end of their video. It wasn't somebody saying I love you over and over and over again with different cadence and all the rest of it. It was the exact same sound being played over and over again. Please, Weirdo, I know you're not a fan of Ghost Theory, but if they got something that can't be explained, would you look into it? No. I won't look into that channel. It'll just cause... Even if I said something positive about them, it would be misconstrued and people would take things the wrong way. I am not convinced they're real by any stretch of the imagination at all. So I can't trust anything they put out. And the fact that they are such good filmmakers, to me, could hide other things. So it's just easier for me to completely ignore their existence. If I watched them and caught them faking, then yeah, I'll put a video out. But I will never, ever, I certainly will never do a positive video on them. I wouldn't slate anyone that does. You know, how long will the care home be abandoned? We don't know. We know very little about it. That's half of the problem. I mean, Carl Guntrip would be the best one for me to ask, because I'm sure he's the guy that found it. We watching some of your jump scare vids, funny seeing you scream. Will there be any more? I played horror games the other week, and there's only like 4 or 5 jump scares is not enough to make a video out of. I might make shorts out of them. The funny thing is, when you listen to different mics from the camps, you can hear the audio was directional from a source somewhere in the building. Yeah, but there was a loud one downstairs by the white doors, but there was another loud one upstairs, nowhere near. This is all a good conversation. Absolutely all of it. Don't go to Frosty's, Ghost Chat, Frosty Burn, real. What? Is a residual haunting when the voices and the timing be the same, done time and time again? It's another good point for the other side of the argument. That is a good point for the other side. Could it be somebody's last words, which we described earlier? I don't think it is, but at the moment, we can't disprove that it isn't. Maybe a good thing to answer. Could prove there's a way it could be a dying battery. There's a way to test it, but we have to get the exact same battery, exact same camera equipment and microphones. I could probably produce similar. On a video with a fire alarm saying low battery, but it beeps before seeing it. Ah. Wondering, Brian Reinhardt, if it had been abandoned for more than 5 years, couldn't be a dying battery? I don't know how long he was abandoned for. Because there wasn't, like, beds and stuff, made beds. Because the last abandon I did, the beds were still made, and that freaked me right out. They had far too much false alert paranormal stuff for my liking. It's far, far too suspicious to have an orgy of debunkable stuff every video. A ghost, yeah, and that's something I questioned about them. And I got absolutely fucking blasted for it. But yeah, I mean, in a year, they had 2 doors fall over. I've been investigating since 2009. I've never seen a door fall over. Ever. Could be residual. Batteries don't sound like people whispering. I mean, yeah, when the batteries run out, it doesn't start whispering. But would it slow down the speech pattern? Then it would be deeper sounding, which would account for male and female. Who knows? Social care at home. A lot of elderly people die. I know this. Work in this environment. Not a great environment. People who work in those environments suffer. I mean, my wife, my sister-in-law, and my daughter all work in a care home. And it's almost a daily thing for them, I guess. You know, looking at death. So, somewhere could be haunted. Why not a care home? That's why everyone thinks hospitals are haunted, because so many die in them. You can change pitch without time said. For once, I don't know what you're talking about there. Have you thought about sleeping on Cadair Idris in Wales? You'll wake as either a poet or a madman, so the legend goes. Yes, there's a few of us have been planning on doing a few of the local. There's a few of us been planning on doing a local, going camping around these haunted tales and stuff. I was gonna do one last year because the story of Ogmore by Sea Castle is if you fall asleep on the riverbank, you'll wake up in a different time. And I know it's not going to happen, but I wanted to camp there. But unfortunately, the land is owned. You can walk around there as much as you want, but you cannot camp there. It's got a little cottage that looks after it. I've worked in a long-term care over 20 years, and I swear they're definitely haunted. A lot of people say they are. I mean, I've only ever been in abandoned ones. I used to visit my great-grandmother in one. Never saw a ghost. Busy editing our occult life? Good, good. Good, good. Right, what time are we? 22. So, obviously, the Weech Brothers are on at 9 p.m. So, we'll be sending everyone over there. I'm going to be chilling with the wife again because she starts her shifts. Tomorrow's her last day off. So, I'm going to be chilling with the wife again. How many times the phrase low battery plays and how often it plays? Every 2 minutes. But it's not every 2 minutes. There's a few around 2 minutes, but then there's 2 minutes 9, 2 minutes 11, 49 seconds. Brian, I do love your questioning, but to say that every 2 minutes isn't quite true. There's a section where it seems to be every 2 minutes, but the timing's slightly off. and there is a section where it is 49 seconds apart. But could that be two different speakers bleeding into each other? Yes, potentially. Have you ever heard of the YouTuber What Lurks Beneath? I have not. You want to care? How you doing? I'm doing very well, thank you. My mum lives in a care home and she's shared and seen things she can't explain. Is it repetitive and sounds the same every time? Yes, it is. Can't wait to get off work at 6. I swear all the a-holes come out today. Worked in a care home for 20 years. There's definitely some very odd vibes. How much of the odd vibes can we just attribute to our own imagination because we know there's death there, and as human beings, we're inherently flawed to fear death? That's got to play a part in it, the psychological aspect. At the same point, the other side of that coin is dying is quite tragic. So if tragedy could spark paranormal events, why not a care home? Why not a hospital, care home? When people go to funeral homes and they're like, this funeral home is haunted by the ghost of whatever. And it's like, no, it's fucking not. Just where the meat sack went. Shut up. But then what if the funeral director dies in his place of work? You can tell you've lost some weight. I appreciate that, Fiona. We've been working hard. My wife's lost a fair bit as well, even though there's fuck all of her to lose. As I said earlier, Brian, we've got to be careful not to go too far into the realms of debunking to the point where we are coming up with things that are not possible to explain something that is potentially impossible. Because then it's to say it is this when it might not be is no different to saying it's a ghost. Got to be careful with that. Hey, Beardo, didn't realize you were Freddy on that. Brent, what is wrong with you today? That insult. Your insults to me generally hover around there. Low bar. That, fucking down there. Knee height. That was awful. You don't even get a ban for that. You do not get a ban. Brian Reinhardt, sorry. There's no need to be sorry, but we've just got to understand, like I used the example earlier, Kieran Keefe saying it's a wind tunnel through a house. Well, it clearly wasn't. And then he's getting chewed out for saying it. And I understand that because that's as ridiculous as saying a fucking ghost did it. Because neither, and we couldn't prove that it wasn't a ghost lifted that chandelier, but they did prove, sorry, that convected wind could not move that chandelier. Is that straight vodka? No. I did have a drink yesterday, though. Well, I had 4, I think. I had 4 single rum and Pepsi Maxes yesterday because it was a full month since we hadn't cheated on nothing. So a full month with just water, black coffee, and meat. So yesterday, we went out for a meal. I had 4 rum and cokes. Mrs. Geek had 4 gin and tonics, a slice of garlic bread, and some garlic mushrooms. Mrs. Geek had some garlic mushrooms and some cucumber. You should have heard the noises coming out of us. I have never tasted garlic mushrooms that was so good. I have never tasted garlic bread that was so good, and it was undercooked. But then straight back on it today. Husband wants to grow his beardo out like yours, Beardo. Kimberly, it's really easy. I'll tell you exactly how you do it. Stop shaving. Real story. A guy I worked with once came up to me. I was in a bit of a thinking mood. He was like, how did you grow that then? And I did the following. Stop shaving, you twat. The other guys that were sat there were laughing. What is Mrs. Geek's favourite podcast? I think the only podcast she has ever listened to is a couple of episodes of Uncanny and the Battersea Poltergeist, which she loved. But I don't think Mrs. Geek, she doesn't have the time to listen to podcasts. Mrs. Geek doesn't really watch anything other than the stuff that I put on. And now and again, I'll get because I'm watching Marvel or Star Wars or whatever. Mrs. Geek watches a lot of true crime stuff. She loves true crime. We both love horror. And we like our 80s nostalgia and cheese. A Moscow Mule sugar-free ginger beer is okay on the Predator diet, no carbs. Oh. Yeah, we didn't go nuts. We had 4 drinks instead of like a full bottle. Came home. I said to her, as we get on the train to come home from the city, I thought when we get home, I'm going to smash that whiskey if this is the only day I'm drinking. I'm going to fucking smash it. We came home, Mrs. Geek had a cup of coffee and fell asleep, and I had water. Didn't feel the need for it, which is a good thing. You like Into the Fog with Peter Laws? Peter Laws works on Uncanny, or has worked on Uncanny. Like, gun, it's not my birthday. Alex on Wheels, happy belated birthday. Sorry we missed that. I haven't seen Severance. I haven't. I'm sure Mr. Gree said Severance was good. Is that what he was talking about the other day? Alexa, rawr, happy birthday.
Thanks. But my birthday is actually November 6th. It's the day after Bonfire Night, making it easy to remember.
He's been a knob again. Sorry, Alex on Wheels. She decided to jump in on your birthday stuff. I must apologise on behalf of it. The little ball in the corner. You knob. Severance is absolutely amazing. I watched episode 4, season 2 earlier. I hope that's not the one Mrs. Geek's been watching that you recommended, because I didn't like it. Where the people are on an aeroplane and then they turn up like 5 years late. I couldn't get into that. Severance is so good. Everybody's enjoyed. How do you guys, Beardo? I appreciate that, Kiara. I mean, Mrs. Geek has been keto for a while, but not very strict with it. She's done well, and with the exercise and stuff. And because she's done well, it's pushed me to do really well, and to be 18 stone 2 or 32 days ago and now be 16 stone 13. I'm incredibly proud of that. Incredibly proud of it. No, that was Manifest. Watched all 4 seasons. Hated every episode. It was shit, right? Pomp, you're banned. Fringe. I loved Fringe. I don't think I watched it all the way to the end, so that's probably my next rewatch, because I'm just about done with the X-Files. Once I've done with the X-Files, then I'm gonna watch Millennium. Then I'm gonna rewatch Fringe. I gave up on Cobra Kai 2 seasons ago. It got too silly. Glasgow Ghost Hunters, thank you for the £5. Rewatched the Wishmaster horror franchise. I went to put that on the other day. The trailer started for it. You know, Amazon plays trailers before the movie starts, and Mrs. Geek gave me the look, and I was like, that's a no. Anyone watching the season called From? I've never heard of that. Manifest, the acting got so bad by the 3rd season, I had to fast forward a lot. You didn't miss anything. What I watched of it, which I think was the 1st season, I only watched bits of it. I thought it was garbage. Warehouse 13? I've heard of that, but I've not watched it. Did you know the guy is submitting the DNA results to close the Jack the Ripper case? I don't think that'll ever be solved. Truly, it's been too long. How many seasons of X-Files do they have? 11. So you watch up to season 5, and then you watch the first X-Files movie. Then you watch up to season 9. Then you watch the second movie. And you've got 10 and 11, which are the newer seasons. Lasted 2 seasons. I think I got halfway through the 3rd and gave up. Fringe is awesome. I watched it 4 times, all the seasons. I don't know if I ever finished it. Strain. See, I liked the 1st season of The Strain, and then it got too samey. Listened to a cracking podcast last week, The Nobody Zone. What's that about? Yeah, we're nearly at that time. Yes. The guy says he has 100% DNA. My question that straight away was, how do they know it was Jack the Ripper's DNA if they don't know who he was? Yeah, I think this is going to be another case of, like the alien thing that Mr. Gree did. I'm finding myself more pessimistic about Aliens the more popular it's getting because there are fucking idiots releasing stuff now. I'm waiting for Mr. Grey to promote this video, and I'm like, I hope he's still confused by it. I hope he's still He's ruined that as well. But good, smart work. And I'll guarantee some people are like, are you wrong? Just because he turned it that way doesn't make it not square, idiot. Right, they've got a premiere set. Copy the link, and I'm going to go and eat, and I'm going to watch Uncanny with my lovely wife. And a nice cold beverage of water. Two things to never get solved. Jack the Ripper and I Love You in the Care Home. Potentially. New horror movie from Disney called Snow White. Not coming soon. Peter, what do you think of Dexter? Dexter's another one that I loved. But it went on too long. It got too silly. Really enjoyed it. And they've made 2 new ones, I believe. And I've not watched either of them. But I loved Dexter to a point. And then I was like, I'm starting to not enjoy this. What am I going to eat? Steak and eggs. Have you played the new Terminator event on COD? I haven't turned COD on since last Sunday. I'll be playing it Sunday daytime for a couple of hours if I've done my editing in time. To be fair, I mean, meet the profile of a serial killer. You're not there. Mrs. Gee, you don't meet the profile of a killer. You're too nice. Beardo is the maker of Stonehenge. The new season is alright, but his sister Debs makes it a challenging watch. I thought you said something else then. Thanks again, Beardo, for taking the time to do this. Appreciate you keeping it real and respectful as always. Not a problem. Dexter prequel will make you fall back in love with it. Right. Have they done what they did in Dexter before, where they tried to make him look younger? And it's like, this is 35-year-old Dexter. Here's 17-year-old Dexter. And it's 35-year-old Dexter in a bowl cut wig. It's stupid. Get a younger actor in. Oh, you're better off getting an actor that don't look anything like him to play a younger him than him trying to pass a kid. Stupid. Buffy is coming. See, I was never that big a Buffy fan. 55-year-old Buffy. Is she 55? Oh, yeah. Wow. Wow. Right then, everybody, it is 4 minutes to, so the Weirdo brothers will be gearing up for their premiere. Unfortunately, I will not be in again tonight because I've got to eat, and I'm going to watch Uncanny. Well, I'm going to watch Uncanny and then eat, by the look of it. I've left it too late. But I appreciate every single one of you. This is a really good conversation tonight. I've really enjoyed that. I've really enjoyed everyone's thoughts and stuff. Even the guy that started off shouting was like, all right, shit, I'm sorry. I could have worded it better. And I appreciate that. Not Martini. One of the mods will be able to post the link for you now. Grab it quick because I will be ending. But thank you very, very much, everyone. Go and check out the Weirdo Brothers. It's pinned to the top there. Much love to you all. No content from me this weekend. Videos as regular next week and live streams as regular next week. Much love to you all. Beardo out.
Can I get a roar? Dressed up like a T-Rex with that perfect strut. All the people in the chat's just going nuts. You need a roar. Can I get a roar? If you're not feeling well, it's a nice surprise to get her off a Beardo whenever he's live. With those tiny little arms and the flowing tail. If you don't like it, you can go fuck yourself. Can I get a roar? Roar. You can get a roar. Roar. The object of the day to put a smile on your face. All the fans know how much he appreciates. Roar. You can get a roar. 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 If you're just got your back. And just like that, you get a roll.